What's up, everybody? Welcome to the first ever Jobin with Tmorg podcast. So happy you guys are here. Yeah, Tyler, what you got?
Yeah, so we're excited for this podcast. Just talking to you guys about just different things that are going on in the culture and the student ministry here at Jersey Church, and just have a little bit of fun. But before we really get into that, Joey, just tell us about yourself a little bit.
Yeah, my name is Joey Sargent or Jobis. You might know me as either. I am a senior. I just graduated high school. I have about 9 weeks left in the ministry, which is devastating, but I lead worship downstairs. I work at a coffee shop, and I also play on Sundays.
Awesome. What do you play on Sundays?
I play guitar on
Oh,
Sundays, and then I play drums and guitar, and I sing on Wednesday nights.
so you don't play sports on Sundays?
Yikes. Yeah, no, I play no sports.
Okay, good to
I'll
know.
preface that. If Tyler ever talks about sports, I'll have no idea what's going on.
And I like to talk about sports.
Yeah.
We're wearing different T-shirts. I want to make sure that's
Yes, we
heard
are.
loud and clear. So we're not completely matching. But why do they call you Jobis?
Okay, so my my cousin Jack, who I grew up with, there's a movie or something, and the guy calls him Jobus or Jobin. And so Jack has called me Jobin my whole life. And at the last winter retreat, we instead of joking, we were saying Jobin around. So it just kind of stuck, and everybody's been calling me Jobus and Jobin and whatever else for like 6 months. So
Nice.
yeah,
You did not have a watch on there, did you?
that's none of your business.
Nice. Nice. Well, I'm Tyler Morgan, or some people call me Tmorg. And I've been on the student ministry staff here at Jersey for the last 10 years, almost 10 years. And so married tomorrow, actually, the day of this recording, tomorrow, from the day of this recording, is my 10-year wedding anniversary. So
Congratulations.
shout out to my wife, Brittany, for dealing with me for 10 years. We got two children, Zeke and Sadie. And yeah, that's I like sports and I like student ministry. So yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Yeah. What do we have going on in the student ministry right now?
It's the middle of summer, so craziness pretty much. Next week, I'm taking a few students to Super Summer, which is an event put on here by the State Baptist Convention of Ohio over
Awesome.
at Cedarville University. And so we're going there with about 400 other students for a week of intensive student leadership training, and looking forward to that. Then in like I don't know, less than 3 weeks, we're going to summer camp
Sweet.
down at Crossings in
Oh yeah,
Baghdad, Kentucky. You'll be there.
I will be there. I
Maybe
hope to
we
see all
should
of you there too.
maybe we should do a live recording
Oh wow, that would be
at
awesome.
Crossings. That would be wild.
Yeah, on the zip line.
Not on the zip line because I
Yeah,
will not be on the zip line.
I'll go off the blob with my mic.
The Blob.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. All right. There you go.
that'd make for an
We'll
interesting one.
no promises to the audience and the fans out there.
Yeah, sorry
But
guys.
we'll have to see. We'll see if anyone brings this back up to us. Let's just
Yeah,
keep it hush and see if they actually listened. So, but yeah, that's some of the stuff that we have going on in student ministry. But yeah, Joe, I wanted to get your opinion on something I was reading the other day
okay.
about teenagers and sleep and their phones.
Yeah.
Okay, and so when you go to bed at night, do you keep your phone in your room?
No. So, and I actually really appreciate this. Ever since I've had a phone, my parents make me put my phone away. I guess it's not so much make anymore because I'm an old man and I go to bed at like 10:30.
No shame in
But
that.
I know I love sleep. But when I was younger, my parents would have me put my phone away at like maybe 10 or 10:30. And yeah, it's been like that. And I mean, I pay for my phone, but knowing the intentions my parents have with having me put my phone away makes it a lot more like acceptable and like it doesn't really bug me. But that stays until I'm 18, and yeah, so I put my phone away every night, plug it in, turn it all the way off, and then I don't get on it until the morning.
Nice, nice. Here are some statistics that were in a study that was just released, or the release this spring by Common Sense Media. So that 68% of teenagers report keeping their mobile devices in their room within reach at night. Mostly phones. 29% of teens would say that they sleep with their phones in their bed. All right. 70% of those teens would say that they check their phone within 30 minutes of falling asleep, so right before they go to bed. And then 36% of teens say they would check their phones in the middle of the night at least once for something other than to see what time it is. And so, first of all, Joey, do you have a clock in your room?
I do not. I have an Alexa that I like set my alarms on and stuff, and it'll tell you the time.
That's fancy.
It is.
I do not have a clock in my room. I do use my phone. But what do you think of some of those statistics? And like even like I think the one that's fascinating to me is the 30%, almost 30% of teens that sleep with their phone in their bed.
Yeah. So I think in our generation, especially, not just Gen Z, but I think that sleep deprivation is commonly misconcepted as like a normal thing. Um, like our bodies, you don't grow and you don't feel normal, and you get like you can develop chemical imbalances in your brain from lack of sleep. So like there's a chemical that's released in your brain when you see blue light, which is what's on your phone. Um, that like keeps you awake and blocks melatonin from producing and like releasing into your body. Um, but yeah, I think it's definitely a big thing in our generation and others. But yeah, sleep is definitely really important, and like having your phone really affects that.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And definitely I think it's interesting too when it says that teenagers wake up on the phone to check it for something other than checking the time. I think that's um I think that's when we like if we're doing that, I think we need to reevaluate some things.
Yeah,
If that's something that we're waking up to in the middle of the night checking,
for sure.
um, like that we might need to look at some things.
Mm.
Then and some things being not being on our phone, looking at those kind of things. If sleep's really important, Joey, like you were kind of talking about, how much sleep do you try to get?
Oh, I'd say average, I get like maybe 7 hours of sleep, but I usually shoot for about 8 or 9.
Yeah, and they've started to say too for Gen Z, just and for teenagers in general, like the amount of sleep they should get is 9 hours,
Yeah, yep,
which is more than before, but I think that sleep's really important. I've started valuing my sleep more than I ever have in like the
yeah,
last half, and I feel better. I feel better because of
for
that.
sure.
I've noticed that I treat people better. I treat people poorly when I'm not getting enough sleep. I'm not a fun person to be around. Then I'm not super fun to be around always, but like I'm average. I'm real average. But when I'm not getting a lot of sleep, I'm not fun, to be around.
Yeah,
There's also this other term. I don't know if you've heard of this or not. I just heard it over the weekend for the first time, called rotting. Have you heard that?
rotting.
Yeah.
I have not.
I'm going to teach you something new about your generation.
All right.
Okay. It's people that was like just kind of lay in bed all weekend or something like that, or rotting the day away.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think there's also times too where it's like, okay, not just sleeping, but relaxing, but just like laying there all day. That's not necessarily healthy
Yeah,
either. And so God did create rest, and rest is important. And that's also why we should be cautious about phones in our rooms and things like that too,
for
because how
sure.
much that can impact us. And man, really, just a lot of people staying up late on their phones.
Yeah, I
Um,
think another thing is like it's okay to binge out sometimes and just chill and be lazy, but to put it in perspective, think about how often you spend 2.5 hours, 3 hours sitting down watching a movie, and then how often you spend 2.5, 3 hours sitting on your phone or like 2.5 hours straight just on TikTok or Instagram or whatever.
Yeah, because if you're laying in bed and just rotting the day away, what are you doing? You're typically
Right.
not doing something productive, really.
Right.
And I think there's ways that we can rest while being productive,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. And we can find rest in that. Um, but God created our bodies for a rhythm of rest and well, work and rest. And I think that's important, something to be mindful of.
Hmm.
And then just how a lack of sleep can just undermine our physical, our emotional, and our spiritual health.
For sure.
So Joe, I don't know if there's ever been a time in your life where maybe just your mental health was maybe suffering, or
Yeah.
your emotional health was suffering because of a lack of sleep.
Hmm.
I know that's been the case for me. Has that been the case for you?
Yeah. Yeah. So last winter, or 2 winters ago, yeah, mental health was definitely a big thing for me, especially physical health. I was probably going to bed at consistently like 12 or 1 every night and waking up at like 5:45, 6:30 to go to work. And I mean, um, yeah, God built us for a rhythm of work and rest, but when you're not getting the rest that you need and you're working too much, like it's going to affect how you feel physically and emotionally. And like there's a lot of stuff that plays into it. Like your dopamine won't, I guess, like kind of refill correctly. You'll have like less serotonin. There's just a lot of things that contribute to not feeling as good. Maybe lack of motivation, which in the long run can affect your spiritual health, can affect your relationship with God, your relationship with your church community, your church family, just different stuff like that. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so, yeah, basically to sum all that stuff up is sleep's important.
Hmm.
Make wise decisions about what you're doing with your phone, where that's being put at night. I think it's very wise for students to keep their phones either in their parents' room or downstairs, not in their room or whatever. I think that's a very wise thing to consider.
Hmm.
Just get that out of your way, so you don't even have that possibility of being distracted by that, and that affecting your sleep. Because there's also things too, you can see negative things on social media right before you go to bed too that can
Yeah,
impact your sleep and your
for sure.
mood and your emotional health
Hmm.
um, as well. But we're gonna talk about spiritual disciplines every week for at least the beginning part, or our beginning episodes of the podcast. We want to talk about spiritual disciplines. Um, some because I feel like it's very important, especially for teenagers to start to develop those disciplines. But when we talk about spiritual disciplines, we're really meaning just like things or practices, things that you can do to help grow in your um, just just in your relationship with Christ and deepening your walk with Him, and just helping you really just grow in that. And they're almost like spiritual exercises, almost as if you would be doing physical exercises, how that would help you grow.
Yeah,
These help you grow. So, Joey, do you like to work out?
I love working out.
Yeah. What kind of exercises do you like to do when you work out?
Chest and back is definitely my favorite. Um, I hate legs, but neglecting muscles and training others is not a great idea. It's good to be well balanced, but that also applies to your spiritual health and your, I guess, your spiritual strength. It's good to train all parts of your faith and your relationships and everything like that.
So, Joey, why do you like to work out?
Working out. I mean, we already kind of hit on it. It helps me sleep better. It helps with my physical and emotional health, and it just helps how I feel overall all the time.
Yeah, and helps you strengthen you.
Hmm.
Gives you some strength too, right? Yeah, and I think the same thing happens with spiritual disciplines. That helps us grow, and it strengthens us as well. But what does that strengthen us in? And that kind of will take us into our verse of the show too, um, which is 1 Timothy 4:8, which is for the training of the body has limited benefit, but godliness is beneficial in every way, since it holds for the promise, the present life and the life to come. So really kind of looking at what is the purpose of our spiritual disciplines. the spiritual the purpose of spiritual disciplines is to grow in godliness, to be trained in that, and to
Yeah,
grow into that image of Christ. And we won't fully accomplish that here on earth, but we need to be growing in that, and we do that through practicing spiritual disciplines. Some of spiritual disciplines are things like spending time in God's Word, so meditating on Scripture, and prayer, and some would say even confession. Some would say journaling, solitude, and silence. Different things like that. Those are our spiritual disciplines, and we'll talk about them throughout for further episodes
yeah,
as to what they are. But spiritual disciplines are something that are just really important for us to not neglect, and
for
we
sure.
have to be intentional with them. And like you said, Joey, too, and how with working out, you want to make sure you're kind of well rounded and
Hmm.
working out your whole body. We want to do that with spiritual disciplines as well. Like, it's not great for us if we just focus on just one and we don't try to encompass or strengthen all of them.
Right.
And so yeah, we'll continue talking about those in future episodes. But Joey, do we have a song of the show?
We do have a song of the show. This will be something that we do every episode. Um, so this song of the show is "Springtime" by Chris Renzema and
How do you spell the last name?
Renzema.
Did you know that off the top of your head?
I think so. Hold on, let me look. I'm gonna make sure. Yes, Renzema.
Good
Um,
job.
when I think of springtime, I think of just new beginnings and new life and just I guess like a sort of freshness. But I think that he really nailed the title of this song based off the lyrics. Like it just talks a lot about just just like new beginnings and what God is and like the brightness of God and the growth of God and just what God is. Yeah, so check that song out. It's really, really good.
Do you
And the
want to play a
rest
little
of
bit of it?
Chris's music. Huh?
Do you want to play a little bit of it?
Sure.
We'll see how this sounds.
Let's see what we got.
You're the resurrection that we've waited for. You buried the night, came with the morning. You're the King of heaven, the praise is yours. The longer the quiet, the louder the chorus. Oh, oh, oh.
Yeah, that's a good song. I really like the lyric "You buried the night and came with the morning."
I love it. It's a
Yeah,
great song.
it's a good song.
Um,
Yeah.
Joey told me just a little bit ago what the song of the show was going to be, and I was so glad he picked this one because I probably listened to it, I don't know, 7 or 8 times in the last week.
Yeah.
I think it's a great song. So check it out. We'll put a link to it in the show notes, so that you can find it. But yeah, we hope you enjoy it, and we hope you give it a listen. And then we're also going to have a quote of the show. Joey, what is our
Our-
quote of the show today? Give the people some inspiration.
I think the context for this is our first episode. So, in honor of this episode, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. Wayne Gretzky. I think that is just a beautiful reminder and just a good motivation for this show and this episode.
Yeah, yeah, I think it's very profound. Do you know who Wayne Gretzky is?
Hockey,
What hockey? What you just,
hockey, hockey player.
hockey player? Yeah, he
Yeah,
was a hockey
he
player. He's not
was.
currently.
He's retired.
He's kind of super old. Um, do you know what hockey team he played for?
The Nuggets.
That is definitely a basketball team, but they did just win the NBA Finals. Um,
I was just familiar. I just said
do you,
it.
do you know where the Nuggets are from?
Canada
Nope.
starts with a C.
No, it does not. Well, okay, the state is, yes, but not the city that
It's
they play in.
Colorado, right?
That's the state that they.
Is
They're
it
not the
Denver?
Colorado Nuggets.
It's the Denver Nuggets.
Yes, they are the Denver
Denver
Nuggets.
Chicken Nuggets.
It's no, it's not about chicken. I just had to tell,
Oh,
I just had to tell my
sorry.
kids that this week. I
Oh,
explained
my
that to them,
bad.
and so it's kind of like having to explain to the 17-year-old kid the same thing I'd explain to a 6-year-old this week.
I love chicken nuggets, so that's my favorite
Okay,
team.
well, here's a story for everybody. So Joey started working at Chick-fil-A when he was 14, and my kids, for whatever reason, started calling Joey Chicken Man, and still to this day call him Chicken Man,
They do.
even though he no longer works at Chick-fil-A.
Sadie didn't even know that era of Joey, and she still calls me Chicken Man.
See, it just kind of happens. He is Chicken Man to our
Hmm.
family, and so all right. But I really want to get back to this, Joey, because it kind of greatly concerns me. Are you able to name a single hockey team?
The Penguins.
Okay, where are they from?
Pittsburgh?
Did Ethan tell you?
No.
Okay, all right, good
Everybody say
job.
hi to Ethan.
Hi, Ethan.
Yeah.
That's
I
a
also
good.
know the Columbus Blue Jackets,
Okay, good. You better.
and that's it. I know there's like a team with a fish or something.
All right. Well, yeah. Okay. So you don't know any of the teams that Wayne Gretzky played for.
No.
Do you know what his nickname was?
No.
All
I have
right.
no idea.
We're gonna make Joey do some more research next time with his quotes
Yes.
and on who the people are and what they do.
Yep. Yep.
But yeah, thanks for hanging out with us today. Um, and for giving us a listen. This was our first episode, and so we'll see what this kind of turns into.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Joey, you got any words for the people before we leave?
Um. No. Come to youth group every Wednesday night. Sunday mornings, 9 a.m. service. We sit in the front left side, so feel free to join us.
Awesome. Well, we thank you guys for listening, and we hope you give us a listen next time too. Have a great rest of your day.
Peace.